Hey guys, unfortunately, I am uh, working from behind the screen these days again. So, Miss Ezel and I have been talking about the language grades and how they need to be weighted because I think the language grades, some of them are bringing or inflating the reading overall grade. So, I've been looking in Schoology on how to really address that, and I think I've come up with a solution, but I do want to preface this entire presentation by saying do not do anything that I'm showing you until after you have entered all of your grades for the first 9 weeks in iNow and backed them up and backed them up again and again and probably even printed them off 2 or 3 times. Like, seriously, I'm not kidding. Because that's where our final grades are going to be. And after you do what I'm about to show you, I just am afraid that we might lose some accurate numbers. So I had rather you do this after the fact that our grades are finalized and iNow. And number two, I'm not responsible for anything you hear in the background, just FYI, because I am at home and my kids are about to cause me to go crazy. So anyways, okay, so once you log into Schoology, I'm going to click on a class that I've been playing with. It's not a real class, but it's one that I've set up that I use to figure out things. So when you get in your account and go to courses and click on a course, I'm going to click on my dummy course. Just like I said, this is not any of your courses. Click on it. And then over here where we set up our categories the last time, you're going to go back to that same place where it's grade setup. Okay, then you can see we already have assessment and daily work, I believe, are the two categories we set up in your accounts. And we ended up not checking this where it says weight categories because we weren't going to originally weight the grade for whatever course it was. But after that has been brought to our attention, we did decide to weight the reading grade. So how to do that is you go ahead, you'll leave these. Do not delete assessment or daily work. Leave those because they are already tied to assignments in first 9 weeks. And if you take those out, well, it's going to give you a warning anyways. And I'll show you. See, if I click the X, it says you cannot delete a grading category used by any materials because I actually have an assessment tied to that category. So it's giving me a warning. But do not delete those. Go to add. Type in language, and then total points, you're going to do percentage, and then this stays 0 and hit create. Okay, we're going to do it again. Go to add. I'm going to type in reading, and then click percent and hit create. Okay, then I'm going up here to click the weight categories box. And I do not want daily work from the first 9 weeks to count. So I'm going to delete that 100%. Okay. This is the part where I'm afraid it's going to adjust their first 9 weeks grade. That's why I say enter your grades in iNow first. Make sure you have a backup of it and a hard copy of it before you do anything else. It should not delete the grades. I just think it might adjust the calculation of it. So I'm just trying to save us a headache in the long run. But right here where it says language, you're going to change that to 25%. Miss Ezel and I talked, and we feel like that's a fair percentage. And then the overall reading grade will be 75. So 25% language, 75% reading. Okay. And then you will scroll down here. You're not going to have to change anything else. But I do want to show you something down here. You can hide the overall grade report so the students can't see it in case you make changes once they are in iNow or like you round it up or something. I would check that just so there's no questions in case their grade does end up changing or you make an adjustment when you put it in iNow. And then just make sure you hit save. Okay, so my last video, I ran out of time, so I want to go over a few things. So I check the height overall grade just so the student and the parent, whoever's looking at it, can't see the final grade. And this is really just because this is those situations like where if they have a 69 or a 79 or 89 and you feel like they deserve a point extra or whatever, just, or whatever the reason is, but that's just the one that comes to my mind. You would hit save changes. But I did forget to do one other step up here. It does require you to enter a 0, even though they're not going to be weighted anything. Go ahead and enter a 0 under the weight on the assessment and daily work category because we're not going to be using them, but it won't let you delete them either because they're still tied to first semester. But I will say too, I'll scroll back up, only use these 2 categories second 9 weeks forward because these are the ones that actually calculate into the average. So just be really careful. Try not to use these because if you do, they're not going to be included in the average. And I will also say that any grades that are put in here are divided across the board evenly. They have been in the past. Like nothing had more weight than the other, but see now they will because language will be 25% and reading will be 75% for a total of 100%. So anyways, I'm going to make sure after you have all of that fixed, all you got to do is hit save changes and it will update. And see, it'll tell you your changes have been saved. So that should be all you have to do. Just make sure, I'm going to go back, like when you're adding a assignment for second 9 weeks, just make sure, you're giving it a title like we normally have. If you've been creating assignments in this area, it's being real slow. Told you I wasn't responsible for anything you hear in the background. My girls are running wild. I don't know why this is taking a while. Let's see. There it goes. It exited out. Well, I didn't mean to hit add folder. Okay, go to add assignment. And then you're going to give it a name. Whatever you might even label it up here so you'll just know daily work, chapter, I don't know, whatever the assignment is. And then everything that has an asterisk, of course, you're going to have to put in a category. But here's where this is very important. If it's a language grade, put language. If it's a reading grade, put reading. I'm going to select language. And then make sure, and I'm going to copy some notes that Miss Bendall had sent me because they have already discovered this at the high school. Make sure that the period, it doesn't have an asterisk beside it, but make sure you select second 9 weeks because it's automatically going to revert to first 9 weeks. It will not revert to second 9 weeks. So just make sure you select second 9 weeks. And also another feature we saw, if it's an assignment, it's fine, but you can also copy this to a course. And I think you already knew that, but you'll hit create. And then when you go to gradebook, this is how I'd like to double check to make sure it does count it for a grade. You can just go to gradebook second 9 weeks and you can see there that it has already created a column to enter the grade when the students complete that assignment. So that's just a way to double check it and make sure that it is working correctly. Hopefully I will see you all soon. Call me if you have questions.